Well, good morning everybody, and I hope you're well. As you can tell, I'm down on the allotment today, and one of the things that I'm tackling today, this bed here, this is the hügelkultur bed, which I'm going to be growing my overwintering onions in. In a couple of weeks we're going to be planting those out actually. But what I've had to do, I've added over this week 350 litres of compost to this bed, and I've just been spreading it around ready to start growing onions in, so that this bed hopefully will do quite well. It's there. I might get a bit more compost, but we're ready now to get the onions in, which I'm not doing today. Instead, what I've got to do is a couple of tasks just over here. Now, last week you may remember I harvested the second early potatoes from this area here, which is going to be for our brassicas, and I wanted to build beds. This is just open land at the moment, but I want to build beds because it's just easier for me to work with and control the couch grass. Take a seat here quickly. Now, in the past I've made beds out of pallet wood, which was nice and cheap, free resource, but the trouble with it is it was, how should we put it, it didn't last very long. So what I did on the bottom half of the allotment is I built beds out of some recycled C16 timber, and that is absolutely brilliant. That's the stuff I would love to use. Unfortunately, the price of wood has rocketed in the last year, and the price of that wood makes it unavailable to do at this precise moment, and I really want to get 3 of these beds built this winter. So I was down at my local hardware store the other day, and I came across these 4 bits of wood in a pack of 4, £31, and they're 2.4 metres long, and these I'm going to use to build these beds out. We may replace them in the future, but for now they will just start. First thing we've got to do is cut 2 of these pieces down to size. Well, that's these 2 bits of wood to cut. This wood is 2.5 centimetres thick, and I want my beds to be 240 centimetres by 150 centimetres, just like all my other beds. So I've cut these bits of wood, 2 of these bits of wood, down to 145 centimetres, so as I can make the cross pieces. Well, both these are now cut, so all we got to do is screw them together, level up the bed, and the bed is made. Right, well, that's got this bed all nice and level and in place. Yes, it's going to need a bit of a clearing out because it's a few more weeds than when I thought they were it's going to be. But I'm happy. We will be building a couple more over the next this coming period. But I've got one built. I can start planting this up fairly soon. Right, one more thing I need to do today. Well, the sweet corn has come to an end. The season is well and truly over. This bed is going to soon be having some garlic planted in it, but it needs a bit of preparation. Obviously the sweet corn needs to come out. Now, because I'm a no digger, what I tend to do, just cut these off near the ground level, and then we'll throw over some compost, and that will make this bed ready for growing garlic once it arrives. So while I carry on with that, why don't you head back to my house and see what I've been up to tomorrow. It makes no sense, I know, but it just seemed a nice way to tie it in. Well, this year I created this, the balcony garden. A garden to replicate what many people would grow if they have a flat with just a balcony. Now, because it's such a small space to work in, I was using a lot of hanging baskets with chili and pepper plants in. But what I noticed is that last night just started to get a little bit too cold for these to still be outside, so I'm going to take these hanging baskets into the greenhouse. Now, that's not the end of the world. We've still got herbs overhanging on the pallet wood that's there to design to make the edge of a balcony. We've still got the radicchio and various other salad leaves and herbs that are growing here, so this garden is still going to be used over the winter. It's just the chilies and herbs are going into a bit of protection. And of course, the best place for them is inside this greenhouse I have at home, where I can keep a close eye on how they are going to be growing on in here. So what I've done over this side, I've got this piece of wire that I've put along to hang some of these hanging baskets up with, and that should hopefully see them throughout the winter, on the hope that we're then going to be able to keep these going through the winter months and produce some early crops for next week. That's the idea. Whether it works or not is something we've got to find out. These will obviously not be able to go back in the balcony garden. The balcony garden is designed to reflect what it might be like growing in a balcony garden. Alright, well that is it for this week's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give us a like and don't forget to subscribe. And in the comments down below, let me know what you've been up to in your own vegetable patch, your own allotment over this last week as well. Of course, the podcast has gone out on Monday, and in that one we're talking about the pros and cons of an allotment from my perspective. And this coming Sunday we have got a live show that we do every 6 PM UK time on Facebook and YouTube, and I can't remember what we're talking about this week, but it's going to be a good one, so please do join in and join in the chat. Right, see you again next time.